Hello, I'm Muhammad Nur Rizwan. Hello. Okay, since I don't want to do some slide and everything, so I just do a video. Cannot hear? The video will speak for me. Okay? So, enjoy.
Peggy 16.
YouTube, YouTube.
Hello and welcome to Fog VR Lab. In this project, we will incorporate the use of VR technology in reducing phobia of fear. Naturally, or immersive multimedia replicates an environment that simulates physical presence in the real world or imagined world, and lets the user interact in that world. Virtual reality artificially creates sensory experiences which can include sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. Yeah. Wait. Wait for it, yeah. Out there, a lot of companies have introduced their own version of VR goggles, such as Oculus, Sony PlayStation, VR Ace, or even Google Cardboard. And how is this technology applicable in controlling phobia problem? Well, there is a treatment for phobia that are called desensitization, which work by exposing the patient to their fear or phobia regularly and in stage for them to be able to cope with their anxiety. With VR technology, we can render an environment that resonates with people's fear and through that, a desensitization type of treatment can be accomplished. Here are 5 common examples of fear or phobia. Acrophobia, fear of height. Nyctophobia, fear of darkness. Aquatrophobia, fear of water. Claustrophobia, fear of small space. And coulrophobia, fear of clown. Customer, psychiatrists or people that want to be cured from the phobia. Core assumption? Well, first, people want to pay for this punya lah. Second, people tend to avoid their fear. And third, sometimes people does not know about this desensitization treatment. My riskiest assumption will be that people does not know about this desensitization treatment. And the type of testing that can be done is through exploration method by doing a simple survey and internet searching. Oops, I'm hesitating. Lunch is coming. My final words are: do not let fear limit you to achieve something. Conquer it. Bye. Have a nice
I think that's all for my presentation. But for the question. If you have any question, you can. No question. Yes. What I'm creating is just a software. What I'm creating is just a software. For for the hardware is up to you. What you want to wear. Is there any more question? I'm giving it for free because for the funding, I just want the funding to actually to subscribe into Unity. You need $75 per year. But now I'm using the free one, so I'm hoping that with crowdfunding I can actually subscribe to the paid one and get the better version lah.
You said that people are not aware of this decentralization concept. So what are you going to do about it?
What am I to do about it? I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes. Maybe I'll just go to Taylor's counselor just to ask for some. For some detail only lah. Because in designing this thing, I just want to design a simple one first, then look at how the crowd will accept it or not, then I will go further. Okay, any more?
So Rizwan, have you tested the test and all that?
Yeah.
Have you run through the surveys and have you managed to collect any data?
Yeah, I have done the survey already, but since the video is made before the survey result was out, so
Also, it is generated.
I'm still collecting the data lah. The survey is still ongoing.
So who do you distribute to? The survey and everything? Is there like any specification that you are looking
Just Facebook lah, through all my friend and some Facebook friend and everything lah.
So any question from you? No?
Have you validated the test?
It's still generating.
Okay. So what's your success criteria?
What's
Your success criteria.
So it means
what is my goal? Oh,
like what do you benchmark against so that
You say it's validated.
that your idea is actually like
because I'm still when I actually look at the result that the data generated, still halfway. People do know about the sensitization method, but they does not have and I look at internet also, they have treatment for it, but still you have to go to psychiatrists and to
so
pick.
like for example you have like a number of survey that you're doing on the people or something. Like is there like a number of sample?
For now, it's like 30 something.
30 something. So let's say like out of this 30 something that you are taking survey from. So what would be the number for for you to consider? I think 15 is something to be having a number. Like how many out of these 30 people will have to say okay and they know about your stuff and your idea is that they actually consider your
Out of 30 something, I got around 21, I think, that know about this desensitization method.
What's the criteria that you set?
They know about desensitization method and they know about this VR thing. Too low? It's too high?
So I mean like they know about the. So your core assumption is that they do not know about that.
They do not know this type of treatment.
But I think if they they know about it and all that, but will that also mean that they are going to buy your idea?
By you mean?
Like as in they will support your idea because this project is meant to be for crowdfunding project later on, right? So we want to see whether that you manage to secure your customer base. So when you want to secure your customer base, so what is the criteria that you set to consider your test to be validated and to be, you know, if once you have passed that, then it means that okay, I'm going to go ahead with this project. Else, that's also the fine line to pivot. It's either whether you want to persevere because you have some good results or you want to pivot to some other project. So is there like a criteria that you have set for that?
I think no.
So you will need to think about that again, and then like based on the survey, really look up at like what criteria you actually need.
Yeah.
So if it actually meets that criteria, it basically means that okay, this project
Can
is
go
something
on.
that you can go on and go ahead with it. But if it doesn't, then you will need to decide on the pivot or persevere part.
Yeah.
If it's if the turnout is poor or what, then you will have to like pivot it and tweak the project a little bit.
Yeah.
So you need to set the
Yeah lah. You said the viewer. Okay.
so that's something you can work on.
Okay.
Because your survey is ongoing also, right?
Yeah. So anything?
Anything else, people? Alright. Give everyone a yes. Alright. Here goes our second one. From Kevin and
Good evening, guys. I'm Selvin and Isatman. We would like to present our project for crowdfunding, which is actually a power generating speed breaker. It's on. So it's a power generating speed breaker. Okay, so a power generating speed breaker is actually a speed breaker which has a mechanism in it where as you move, you press the as you move, you press the top of the speed breaker. It actually generates electricity. So the grand challenge that we want to address would be restore urban infrastructure. Okay, this is how the concept looks like. So as you can see, so this is how the hump is, and then as you move, this gears moves, and then this moves, will actually transmit the force towards the generator. Here is actually a dynamo. It is the one will generate the electricity. So the customers that we want to target actually are basically contractors. So in order to actually target the big contractor is quite hard. So we would like to start small by targeting the contractors who actually do the parking lots, because you see a lot of these speed bumps in the parking lot, right? And there's a lot of lights. So if we can use the speed bump there, and then we can generate electricity to power up the lights. So by then we would lead to our core assumptions, which are actually we can reduce electricity costs, and then we would reduce the usage of non-renewable energy resources, and we would enhance a greener environment. So among these three, the riskiest core assumptions that we think it is actually enhance greener environment, because we are not sure that people actually do care about the environment.
Okay, so to test the riskiest co-assumption, we used one of the techniques, which is exploration, and did a survey to test it out. First question is our environment actually in a good shape? 100% of the people who answered the survey actually admits that it's not in a good shape. And second question is, it asks, do you care about the environment? About 88% of the people says yes, and there are a few people, sadly, but it's true, that don't actually care about the environment. And moving on to the third one, which of the following do you feel is the worst environmental problem facing the planet? The choices were ozone depletion, global warming, air pollution, and depletion of non-renewable energy sources. So a majority of the people answered that the worst environment problem we are facing now is global depletion. Second is air pollution, and depletion of non-renewable energy sources comes third, and ozone depletion is the last. Moving on, the next question is, are you actually aware of the current situation, I mean the environmental situation? And majority of the people are aware, which is actually 72% is aware of it, and the rest don't know what is the actual condition. And next one is the current concern or the state of the environment justified? Which means normally people talk about how bad the condition in everything is, so this question means actually, does it really justify the situation, what people say? Is it really true or not? So, majority of the people, 60% admits that whatever people are saying, it's actually true. And 32% says no, and the rest is neutral or other, I think. The single most important thing that will make sure the environment is healthy for future generation, and the choices are polluting industries should be shut down even if people lose their jobs. New technologies can be found to solve our problem. People learn to live with less and be more efficient users of energy and materials. We find a way to have economic development continue in a way that minimizes pollution. As you can see, most people think that new technologies can be found to solve the problems. And the next second one after that is people learn to live with less and be more efficient. Next is we find a way to have economic development continue in a way that minimizes pollution. So nobody actually went to the polluting industries should be shut down, maybe because people lose their jobs. Oh. Okay. Next question, I think this is an important one which defines what is sustainable development means. Sustainable development answers given for the options are development that provides most jobs, development that will save the environment, and development that takes into consideration the economic and environmental needs of future generation. So 99% of the people who answered agrees that development that takes into consideration the economic and environmental needs of future generation, this is actually what sustainable development means. And we asked the opinion of the people that how useful that they think the current design of the speed breaker is. Majority of them thinks it's neutral, and the rest. Second comes the second one, and the rest is, as you can see from the pie chart. Yeah, majority is neutral. They don't think it's useful.
What's your riskiest assumption that makes it has this?
Oh, enhance. Does it really enhance greener environment or greener living? So, is this all? Okay. Moving on to the last question. I'm going to skip this and move on to the last one. I'll later be going back to that. Do you think a speed breaker that recycles the energy it absorbs contribute to a greener environment? So more than 60%, 75% of the people think it does. And a very few people think it does not, and the rest is in the middle. So the question that we slipped was, what do you think can be done to improve it? This one we had quite a few interesting answers from some people who doesn't want to improve it, they just want to remove it, and answers like coloring it yellow and white, making it less game, making it higher, and we had a few answers for that actually. So based on the last question and the results we got from it, I think we can say that it actually validates our core assumption, which says that actually having a power generating speed breaker enhances greener living. So I think that's it. So we are open for questions. Anybody wants to ask? Our customers are in a large scale, mostly contractors who build the highways, roads, but now we are targeting It's nobody wants to
But
ask question.
anyone? Do you have any?
He's sleeping lah, miss. No, no. I don't want lah.
But
Yeah, it is. Because
It is more to say, other than being on the profitable side, it's like doing something for the environment, be passionate about environment.
if you're working on your crowdfunding campaign, what are you going to for the fund for?
we,
To actually have to make it.
to make it a full prototype, as in the full functioning one.
But
You will need that.
Yeah,
it won't be a full scale one, it's just that will be a smaller one when
The
we press on
prototype one,
something
yeah.
and it just shows that it generates electricity maybe by doing something as little as lighting a
lighting a
bulb.
bulb.
So it's the concept.
So referring to what Yvonne asked earlier, who will be the one who's going to support you, who's going to pledge for you in your crowdfunding campaign?
Basically, it's just people who actually do care about the environment and people who actually think that, oh, this would actually make something better. Or those maybe engineers out there, definitely they would do visit the site.
So
right?
I guess you will have to redefine who your customers are really, because like we would want your customers to be the ones who actually believe in your project, and those customers also would be the one who will actually pledge for you in your crowdfunding campaign. Because if you mention like if it's contractor, I mean, well they are in
Contractors
this.
as in like, not to say, a contractor is a very general word, but actually the people who
Actually are responsible,
plan,
yeah. People who actually plan roads or people who actually do things.
government infrastructure.
Okay, so we can make our customers wider. Okay, for example, if we say we target engineers, as in our engineers are our customers. So in that way, we probably would do.
How many?
Make it
And then how many sample? What's the sample size of your survey?
25?
And how many people do you ask or do you survey from?
It's an online survey.
Online.
How many of them do you get?
It's about 25. Yeah,
25.
yeah.
For now.
For now.
Now.
Yeah. It's still on. Yeah.
It's still on.
Is there any deadline to your survey?
Probably maybe next week
So it's still generating.
Yeah, it's still generating.
It's still in the process.
because it has just been 1 week since the survey was out.
Because I think there's an earlier part of the survey that you say that majority of them actually stands on a neutral stand for.
Yeah, the
That
speed
is-
breaker.
that is,
What do you how?
No, how useful
Yeah.
do you think the current speed breaker is? So,
In terms of environment.
I think another way for you to sort of validate your experiment also would be to add another question to see if, like, you're crowdfunding this and if you're putting it up on a crowdfunding campaign, will they actually really like support you or what? You know, if you sort of add that question, then you probably will get a percentage because there could be a lot of people that believe in your cause, but when you ask them whether they are going to support you or pledge for you in the campaign, then
They might not.
They might not, right? I think it would be.
okay, we can include it, but we thought maybe we are gonna wait for a result on that and we do the video and upload it. I mean, that's
Yeah. I mean, like, again, that's
okay. We can include.
We'll include in Miss.
survey.
So what's your riskiest cause assumption again?
Enhance
Enhancing a
greener environment.
Or is that actually a cause assumption?
I don't think so.
It is assumption, because the core assumptions are what you think that this will work or not work, right?
And how assumption is why do you think your customer
Yeah.
using right?
So it is a core assumption, because if the customer thinks that if it actually enhances a greener environment, a greener living, so that is how you relate it to.
So you're rephrasing like
Yeah, I think a rephrasing of the
Your
sentence,
sentence,
is what
yeah.
you actually, because instead of just saying enhance blah blah and all that, so that what you want it, like
Explain explain in
why,
detail.
like, so customers care about enhancing
Yeah,
blah 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 and so on. So that's actually the cause. You just need to,
and read edit it. Make it more, explain it as in better.
yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? No?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so me and Wei Zhong will be doing on vegan tips and tricks. So what we are trying to do is to share more information on how to be a vegetarian in Malaysia or Kuala Lumpur. Alright? So we find that there are a lack of popularity in vegetarian in our country. So, and also I find some difficulties to become a vegetarian. So we think that vegetarian actually benefits the environment in different ways, or actually benefits even more than to innovate new stuff. I think be a vegan is much more easier and more straightforward. So in a matter of fact, this infographic shows that if every American reduce their meat diet once a week, they can actually reduce the same amount of carbon dioxide released by 500,000 cars in a year. At the same time, you can also, by being a vegan, you can reduce the amount of water usage, because to feed an animal to the size that you can eat, it takes up a lot of water. So our approach are, so firstly we do survey by using Google Forms. Okay, so we posted on Facebook and then asked people to did the survey. We also actually posted on Open Learning in our group. And then the next step is to do crowdfunding. So our idea is we pitch that for every dollar that someone gives us, we both will have one meal of vegetarian, and then we will post on Instagram on how did we get that meal and our own experience on that meal. Do you get the idea? So we are gonna
we are basically the model, so we will show people that we do eat vegetarian. So we can have the option of not having a meat in a meal.
Okay. So, and finally, all the money that we collected, we crowdfunded, we will donate to charity. All right.
Is there a specific charity that
So far, I've been looking forward to, do you know Soup Kitchen? Yeah, those are like food related charities, so we might want to donate to them.
but the soup kitchen, I mean, like, well, I get the point and all.
Okay. All right. And then, so this is our survey. So this is our stage. So we so far, the almost 70% of our survey, the participants say that meat is optional to them actually. But it is sad to say that when we ask the participants about their daily meal, almost all of them have about 2 veggies and 1 meat in their meal. But they say that meat is optional to them. So we think that we are able to pursue them to reduce meat consumption inside their daily meal. So out of these 70% who say that meat is optional to them, 65% of them said yes when we asked them if they are interested on the tips and tricks of being a vegan. So we think that provided good enough information, they will slowly reduce they'll slowly reduce meat consumption in their meal. So, and then we also ask about how much we challenge them, how willing are they going to be a vegan. So 43% of them say that they are willing to go meatless once every day, and 31% of them say go for once a week. All right. And finally, so out of all the surveys, these are the 4 main questions, challenges that we found. So the first, people think that vegans are more expensive, which I do not agree. I think taking vegan meals are cheaper than eating vegan meals, eating normal meals.
Because like outside, if you take those mixed rice or anything, if you take only vegetable, that's definitely cheaper than having a meat in one of your choice.
The details you can go to our Instagram that we are going to post and check out. So these are the challenges that we will address, and then we will try to solve this. All right. And then finally, are there any questions to our project? Yeah.
What's your core assumption?
We assume that most of the Malaysians are ready to be vegan, but then they do not know how to. And that's why we got like 70% of them think that meat is optional to them.
I assume that you do include that as part of your questions in your survey. Because
No.
you're supposed to be testing out on your riskiest core assumption, right? Whatever you mentioned. How many people have you asked so far? How many surveys have you done?
About 50 to 60.
50 to 60.
Yeah.
Do you set the success criteria for it to be validated out of, let's say, like a sample set of 50? How many should actually give a positive response to your survey to actually validate that your idea is working?
Actually, like more than half of them are like 65% of them said that they are willing, they want to know more about knowledge about vegans. So I think that is good enough for us to kick off.
65% want to know more.
Yeah, like to continue to know more. So we are going to be
means they are actually interested in being a vegan also.
Will this project revolve also around asking them to be vegan as well?
We are not going to do so first. We are planning to only share information.
Yeah.
So because if we ask them to do, we have to go to the next step.
Yeah, that's the next stage.
So what are you going to crowdfund for?
So
The funds that you ask in the crowdfunding campaign. So
we're gonna donate them.
Our
Yeah.
objective is actually to create awareness about being a vegan and its benefit. So at the end, the fund that we get, we will choose to donate.
Yeah. So it's just that we want to make people give some money, and then we will be the role model to make some to share some knowledge, especially in Kuala Lumpur, how to get vegetarian meals. Anyone?
So your crowdfunding is they pledge you to be vegan, is it?
Yeah. So for every $1 that we get, we will make one meal and post it on Instagram.
But you do
We
know
promise,
that you need to set a certain amount that you want to ask for, right? In your crowdfunding
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah, so actually our set for project is 500, right? So we just go for a minimum. It means 500 meals already.
Have you started? So 500
I have
for
to-
each of you, or you're going to share with
We're gonna split out this.
We split out. So it will eventually last even after this this module.
Yeah.
Because there's 500 meals, so
It's one day, one
one
meatless-
is one
one day, one meatless meal, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, more than a year, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I say it will eventually continue after this
So
module.
would it be your breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Or?
Whenever we can.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
lunch.
It will be weird that we'll be taking pictures every time we go eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't just end after this module; it actually carries on.
So we hope that throughout the project, we also encourage more people to do the same thing. So hopefully after this whole project, we can also make other people to take up the same challenge that we are taking.
Yep.
Zero?
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
Nanti try now.
So have you started your vegan meal yet? Haven't started.
Good afternoon, everyone. So,
You're so soft.
what? I have to sick sore throat. Okay.
Oh.
So,
Do you want to use the mic?
no, I try to speak louder. Okay.
You don't like
So, good afternoon, everybody. So, this is our project, building yourself a mini garden, green garden. So, our concept is to build an indoor garden to make the environment more green, to make more like a green building, but it's not in structural building, but it's on view from your personal view that is a green inside the indoor environment. So our idea is coming from a hydroponic, so it's a substance of the hydroculture. I cannot speak. So this method, the plant is growing is using the mineral nutrients solution in water, and the whole system is without any soils. So our grand challenge is assigned to the restore and improvement of urban infrastructure, so that this system we build that to gain no need to maintain the plants over a time. It's like more like a maintenance 2 weeks in a month. So it's not using soils, only using nutrition and the waters to help them grow day by day. And this is our basic ideas of the product. So the shelf cabinet is monitored by the pH meter, which we can monitor day by day. And it comes with a water pump to let because we only need a bit of water for the plants to grow. So just a tank to pump up the water. And for the photosynthesis, we only use the LED light because we use the plants only use the optimus of minimums of photosynthesis to grow. And we get these ideas from one of the Simply Hydro website, but we modified it after we got it the result good.
So our hypothesis testing is by exploration and pitching. We recently pivoted this idea, so we haven't fully done our survey yet. So we're still ongoing, and we're going to have to do pitching from house to house. Our idea is based on the fact that people will want something like this in their home or in their offices to brighten up their day and all that. And due to the rising costs of goods and all that, let's say vegetable and all that, included with the GST and all that stuff, people might want to grow their own vegetables at home or grow their own flowers at home, so they can either sell it as retail and all that. We're trying to make it as cheap as possible for people to easily install, and the rest is up to them whether or not they want to modify it or anything. What we'll be doing is basically similar to this, but a more multi-layered and with a water pump and area for the nutrients and all that. Current market. The current market is like individual hydroponic set, mini aquarium hydronic set. So this is more based in US and UK, where they have more passion for that. But in Asian markets and all that, it's more on large scale to produce as much goods as possible. We were hoping to cater to the smaller crowd, more for city people and all that, who have very reduced space for a garden and all that. So instead of them having to buy a bigger lot, they could have just one hanging next against their wall and all that. So as I said, the survey is currently ongoing. Our core assumption is the improvement of indoor environment, people who love nature, and to improve individual well-being and infrastructure. So those are the core assumptions. I think the most trickiest one would be love of nature. Who would like a genuine love, not those people who just, oh, I love nature, yay. And then our competitors are mostly websites who then send it to them. They don't have like a retail point here. They only like give products, and then you have to set it up yourself. We want to give the whole package and then send it to them. Or if they want it to be custom made to their specific wall or something, because there were ideas on the web itself already for like a hydroponic table. So the plants are in the table. You can do stuff on the table, but the plants are still there, so that you can just look at it all day. And I think that's our business model. We're trying to make it into a profitable one. So to provide affordable products for our customer, and the customer has a choice of having maintenance of the hydroponic by us or by themselves. We hope to make this into a sustainable business. And that's it. Thank you.
Like, just you mentioned something about water tank. So you're coming up with a product with the full set, including the water tank?
Yeah,
More
we
like a personal, a small scale.
small scale, probably 2 rungs.
Mostly we like to install it inside the furniture or it's like
Against the wall.
Against the wall, like more.
Like in your office or something like that.
Make it more prettier lah.
Or for those growing
So what's that
people.
different compared to the current existing market?
What sets us out?
What's this about?
That's a good question. I shall let you know.
Because
What's-
and like you said, your competitor will be these hydroponic stores, right? So
Ours would be more for small scale, for individual households or offices. Most of the time they deal with large scale and very sophisticated measuring tools and all that. Most people just want their plants to survive. Like some of them don't water them properly or don't give them enough nutrients. So we want to give something which is indoor, which you can monitor and see, and also which requires very little maintenance by you. So you enjoy nature as much as possible, and you do as little as possible, and you pay us as much as possible.
So that be one of your core assumptions that people want to have a garden but with as little maintenance as possible.
Yes, that's one of our assumptions, but it doesn't hold true for everyone, because it holds true for the younger generation. What the hell I'm saying? For people who aren't enthusiastic in nature, like for those who want the natural scene, but they don't have the time or the help which is required to set up a garden. And most of the time, gardens require space, like the traditional garden where you have to have a big plot of land, you have to plant your stuff, you have to regularly take care of it. So we want to simplify it and give it to them.
but can all the plants or flowers of their choice be planted in the hydroponic way?
Yeah.
And I think just now you mentioned something about having to water it once in a fortnight or something like that. How often?
No. It's like we have their own water tank with a water pump. So
It's like recycling water.
yeah,
Up and down.
our initial idea was to use wastewater from the septic tank, but that won't jive well.
Very
with-
organic, but
that won't jive well inside the house.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, you don't want to smell that all day long.
thank God you figured that out.
Yeah, we thought of putting it outside, but then we have several other complications. So we simplified it. We just made it a water tank, like a small water tank, and then a water pump with a small controller, the pipe controller. So a drip in water every few minutes or so.
So
We can
even
use.
if we crowdfund
We'll,
good product?
we'll be trying to crowdfund for cheaper material. Let's say the current product would use high cost plastic. We try to go for the lower cost and for cheaper manufacturing.
Without compromising the quality of
Yes, that is with a given. That's given.
So who's your customer exactly?
Mostly for city people, people who live with office workers. We can sell it to companies who want to provide a space for their workers to relax and to boost productivity.
Will you narrow it down?
Yeah, we have to. That's why the survey is still ongoing.
So yeah, I think you will need to be more specific on your customer base.
Yes. Anything else? No? Yeah, we're good?
Anyone?
No.
Anything about your target system?
No one wants to ask.
A very good afternoon to Dr. Lee and Miss Yvonne and the whole class, which is not listening.
Anyone still here?
Oh, okay. So today we're talking about lean techno-entrepreneurship, yeah, business skills for engineer. My name is Stephanie, and so I would just like to start off with my own experience. So why am I doing this project? So my experience was when I was in SPM. I used Easy to Learn website, whereby I was able to, through this website, it's a platform where students get online tutorials and videos to learn. So I had problem with my physics, irony because I'm an engineer, but yeah, so I went to use this website and I then managed to get an A, all right? So this guy is good, all right? So now when I'm in engineering, previously my semester, we are supposed to NSYS workbench structural things. So then again, I looked to videos for my guidance. So then it came up TV. Now I can tell my mom I'm watching TV, but it's actually tutorial videos, all right? So now everyone can learn for free. So who are my customers? My customers are basically anyone that has internet access or a device that can actually access to these videos. So we did some research that the retention of information, only 20% will retain what they have read, but 80% retain what they have seen. So by this, personally, I've also gained through this, and I'm part of the 80%, all right, based on my experience. So this is why I ventured into this idea. So my core assumptions is basically watching videos are better than reading textbooks or such. So what I did was, for my exploration, I did a survey whereby I gathered a sample of 45 students to fill out this survey, and from there I got this survey. So my first question, do you like reading? 1 said I read whenever I feel like, and then 24 said yes, and 20 said no. So I basically have a market where it's half-half, all right? So I continue on by asking, how do you learn something new? 3 of them said reading relevant textbooks. The 32 said by watching tutorial videos, and also 10 people said seek help from mentors. So in this sense, it sort of supported my assumption whereby people can actually learn better using videos. My next question is, if you could learn new things other than the conventional way of learning, would you? Oh, sorry, wrong table. 43 is supposed to be here. 43 is supposed to be here. 2 is supposed to be there. Yes. So 43 people said yes, of course, and 2 said no. They would rather stick to the conventional way of learning. And for my next question, what platform would you prefer learning from? So we gave them 2 platforms, and one is others. So one of the platforms is audiobook. Another would be watching tutorial videos. And out of that, 2 people said audiobook, 41 people said watching tutorial videos, and the others were either reading by yourself or getting mentors from the people. So basically, this is my findings, and also, are you a reader or a visual person? So to back up the research done by Susan, 35 people supported that they are a visual learner, and 10 people said they prefer reading rather than watching videos or listening to audiobooks. So this is why I carried on with the project. Basically, that's about it. Thank you. Yeah. For now, it is a general video where anyone is based actually on voluntary basis, where someone will upload a video. The money that is crowdfunded is actually to maintain the website, okay? Because we need fees to actually have a website. So the maintenance of the website and also a constant update for the website. That's all. But as for videos, there is voluntary basis. As for now, is general. However, there is a project that is currently going on right now that are specifically doing it for engineering students. So there's no clear direction, but if let's say the market wants or the customer wants more engineering stuff, then we would give them the related videos. Yeah.
Target like a smaller section of business?
Target a smaller section.
For example, maybe like you want to cater for all these engineering students first, maybe like a specific, like a smaller range, a smaller scale, things that you want to put into.
Yes, it's possible because the reason why I generalized it was because when someone comes to the website that, oh, okay, they think that it's only for engineering students. But if there is a vast platform where people like, oh, I can learn baking from here, oh, I can learn how to fix furniture from here. So people would tend to go to these kind of websites more rather than just focusing on engineering students.
So how many people do you survey?
45 people.
45?
Yes.
And these people are
Students.
Students from
I think most of them here.
engineering students?
There are also other university students, but not engineering.
So it's
Yeah.
like a mix of
Yeah. But they are generally students. Yeah.
Who's your customer?
My customer is basically anyone that has access to either in the internet or a tablet or a laptop that can watch the video. So anyone that wants to learn something, yeah, they are my customers. Yeah.
When you run your crowdfunding project, then who's gonna pledge for it?
People who, let's say, if we were to use the idea of just specializing into, let's say, for engineering students, then and then we say like, we then survey what kind of tutorials would you like, okay? Then if they say it's SolidWorks, for example, so then we would go towards that direction, and then these are the students that will pledge for the project.
Your riskiest call assumption?
My riskiest call assumption is that if, let's say, people do not have access to the internet, they cannot view the videos online. So that means reading is sort of better or is an advantage than watching tutorial videos.
Is your survey still ongoing?
Yes, it's still ongoing. Currently, I have 60, but yeah, because
As of now,
yeah, 45.
45.
Mm-hmm. Can ask.
How is it different from like existing products?
Yes, they asked me this question. Okay, so basically, because I asked in my survey what other platform would you rather learn from? So there's audiobook, there is either reading by themselves or watching tutorial videos. So this platform, it combines all three, but the highlighted one would be watching videos, whereby the video will be there. If you like to read, there are subtitles. If you like audiobooks, there are audiobooks available. And also that there is a forum whereby you can contact the person who uploaded the video for you and directly ask questions whenever you are not certain of what you're doing. Because, for example, this kind of video, or take for example, let's say I attend a normal tutorial class physically, and then I don't get what the lecturer is saying, but I don't dare to interrupt. Whereas for video, I can just pause, replay what he just said, and try to figure out. And then at the same time, this platform is I can speak to the person who did the video. So that is the selling point.
The ones that you watched last time for your SPM, what
Easy to learn, yeah.
So that's like a platform that just provides the videos.
Videos. There's no.
Would there be a chance for you to contact the person who asked?
No. Yeah. Ask some more. So I can learn.
You're the first one to actually ask us to ask more. So, is there any like sample size that you're looking for? Like how many numbers of survey that you want to have completed by them?
Haven't thought of it, but the more the merrier, so I can know and can gauge what people want.
So remember that what Cal said, that we actually like out of probably let's say out of 10 people, then if a certain number of out of the 10 actually say yes, or actually is inclined to your idea, then it means that your idea is validated. Right? So what would it be for your case?
For my case,
Do you have like a benchmark?
For my case, people answered and said that they would rather learn something new using video tutorials. And they also supported by saying that they are more of a visual person than a reader. So that is my green light in that sense, that this is something that people would actually use. Yeah.
Because the majority now actually really agrees that watching video is more efficient than reading. So I guess the next question that you could actually ask, or even really input in the survey would be like, because some people will be saying, yeah, I'm inclined to watching videos and everything, but when you want to crowdfund for it, then you will need to ask people to pledge for the project, right?
Yeah.
So
I should
you
ask.
will need to ask.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
will they be wanting to actually spend some money to work on it?
Because I thought of doing something different where if they pledge, they are given a sticker for a certain amount, a t-shirt for a certain amount and stuff like that. So probably not the underlying reason of why they would pledge is for the shirt or for the sticker, but not for crowdfunding. But at the same time, there's a balance so I can...
But at least you have thought it through. I think it's good that you actually thought about like what these people would get if they come for you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, good evening, everyone. My voice.
So we are using this, is it?
This will be compulsory, and if you want your friends to hear it better, then you can use it.
Okay, alright.
Right, I just use this. Okay. We'll be working on the solar charging handbag or backpack, and I'm working with my team member Brandon Horn. Yeah. So our project idea is basically like we're using a solar battery charger where it'll be attached to your handbag or your backpack, and it absorbs the sunlight, and it will use the energy convert to charge your devices like your phone and iPad maybe. Next, it saves energy and it has easy access to like the reliable energy resources such as the sunlight because it is free and unlimited. we address the grand challenge of making the solar energy economical, where we use the solar energy to imply in our product. Yes. Our target customers would be students and working adults and commuters that they will do outdoor activities, and yes. Some of the challenges that they might face is like when they're using the electrical devices such as power bank, it might be limited, and it could be harmful to environment, as like the battery charger or the power bank, they contains a battery where it has the chemical content that may be harmful to environment. So we plan to imply the solar energy. By using that, it won't create big impact to the environment. Some of our core assumptions would be the first, the lifespan of the energy resources, like how long it can be used, like the period. Next is whether if the customers would be concerned for the environment. And our riskiest core assumption would be whether the customer care for the environment when they use the solar energy backpack. And we set the success criterion to be more than 60%. Yeah, if we meet the criterion, we'll carry on with this idea too. And we done an online survey and to find out whether if the customers they are interested in our product, and if our product can be market. So I'll pass it to my teammate to talk about the market results.
So besides testing out the riskiest core assumption, we also test whether does this product is it marketable or not. So we ask some questions to the customers like, what is your first reaction to this idea? And then how innovative and what is the tendency of you buying this product? And whether is it something people need or something people want. So we actually have quite a good reception, and there are actually more than 60% who are positive to this idea of the solar handbag and backpack. And they also, 65% think that it is quite innovative. So since more than half is positive of this idea, it has potential to be marketed. And then the next one is, if this product is available, what is the tendency of you buying? Actually, there are only 50% who chose to buy this product. And another thing is 60% think that it is something which people need and is not a necessity, because they think that there are other available energy resources like power bank, or we can just charge over here using a power adapter. So now to test out the riskiest core assumption, which is the care for the environment, we also ask out a few questions like, is it environmentally friendly, and can it conserve energy and save the environment? And we also ask the customers like, what are the important criteria they consider most in the product. And also, for this one, so majority of the customers think that it is environmentally friendly, which 80% thinks that it is environmentally friendly, and the 5% agrees that it conserves and saves the environment. Since it's more than 60%, it fulfills the success criterion which is set earlier. Some of the criteria which they consider most in a product are next. Most of them, they consider the price and quality of the product instead of environmentally friendly. So more research will be done to improve the quality of the product, and also to make sure the price is suitable and marketable for the customers. And the interesting areas of this product are most of the customers think that it saves the environment and is very efficient and saves a lot of energy. 10 of the customers, okay. Besides that, the other interesting areas are that it is portable and light and you can bring it anywhere. The percentage of people who agrees is 10 out of 16, so it's 62.5%, so it also fulfills the success criteria of 60%. So in conclusion, more than 60% are receptive to this idea and it has a potential to be marketed. And 3 of the 4 questions we asked fulfill the success criterion, and thus the riskier score assumption is validated. Thank you.
I think I like the fact that I think of so many groups that have presented so far, your group is the one that actually came up with the success criteria. May I know what's the sample size of the survey?
Yeah, it's 16.
16. So is it completed already or is the survey still ongoing? It has completed. So you tested it out with 60 people. Yeah. So who are the reach of people? Who are the reach of the people?
We targeted students of Taylor's. We posted it on Facebook and then we asked for their opinion on it. So from the Google Docs, there are 16 people who feel free.
So I think I like the fact that you actually included one of the questions to be if the product is actually available, will they actually buy it? So are you guys coming up with the product?
Currently, we're actually just finalizing the concept, and if it is successful, after we post it up on Possible or other platforms, then we will consider it. It's like whether we have the funds to build it.
So you know for the funds to build it, it also means that you will need to have the prototype for your solar charger.
Yes, correct.
You work one prototype.
You work on one prototype.
Does it have to be included in the review? Sorry? Does it have to be included in the review?
For your prototype? I think it would be better actually if you have the prototype shown to people so that people know like you're actually really like interested and passionate about it.
You're crowdfunding to build the product or?
It's actually, yeah, it's crowdfunding. It's like we are showing them the idea and see whether are they interested or not. And if they are interested, then we will continue and build the product after that, based on the idea.
So I guess you will need to have the very clear sense of direction of what you want to crowdfund for. Right? Because like you will ask from them their money, so they will need to know. You need to ask yourself like, if I am the customer, like why should I give you money to support
Okay.
your cause? Right? Your riskiest core assumption is whether your customers care about it.
Yes, correct.
But I think somewhere at the end of the survey, you actually found out that
They
care more about the price
and quality. Yes.
So doesn't it sound a bit contradicting?
Maybe we'll work on the price, like lower it so that it will get them interested to buy.
But I think it is interesting because like you took that as your riskiest core assumption, but later on in the survey you actually found out that the price and the quality actually matter, right? So if you are really building up a prototype and you want to ask for crowdfunding to build the actual product, it really means that you will need to take more risk.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, guys. For this project, our project title will be the Future Smart Fridge, and my name is Titing Yong, and my friend will be the Hafiz. this is our concept. We will like design a device to detect the presence and the absence of the item in the fridge. It's like we use the pressure sensor to detect the absence from the food. And the food will be separate into different slots. So it's like maybe like this slot is for milk, this slot is for chicken, and the other slot is for like frozen thing. Then like the user is able to receive the message if like let's say the sensor detect we lack of like 5 items of foods. They will create a short list, then send to the user to remind us like what food you are less. After that, we can compare the price in different store, and the nearest store you can get from the item. Yep, this is basically our design. You install the pressure sensor into the fridge. After that, it will send the data, everything continuously through internet. After that, the user just need to use the mobile device, everything to collect the data. So it's like you install one in your fridge. After that, the user can receive the data through the food. Yep. So the value for proposition will be the user able to know what the storage they need for, like maybe the food is still excess or like already finished. Then like they can compare the price, so they can know the cheapest and the easiest way, like nearest place to buy for the item. And then we will design like user friendly, so like even the old people or like the rural area people, they can know how to use the device. So it's like we will change people assumption that like they always forget what they need to buy, and sometimes the old people they will forget and buy a lot of food and store inside the fridge. So I will pass to the next person.
We already identified 4 types of customer for our fridge. The first one is working adult, then restaurants, grocery shop, and hostel residence owner. For working adult, they have no time to check their fridge often, and they always forgot what the thing that they need to buy for their fridge. So this fridge will send them a reminder on which item they need to buy for their fridge. Then for restaurants, they will be notified if their stock ingredients is in critical level. So before the ingredients finish, they can go out and buy the ingredients. For grocery shop, besides notify their stocks, they can also calculate their stock remaining left. And lastly, for hostel resident owners, sometimes residents took item irresponsibly, causing other residents not to have enough food to eat. So by using this fridge, they know which food they still have or not before coming back to their hostel. Next. For the core assumption, we make a core assumption that everyone seldom or never miss to replace finished food in the fridge. The technology exists currently in the worldwide. The users do have internet connection to collect the data. The device is expensive. There is no sponsor that interested to our project. Users not able to access the data from the market, and lastly, users lack of understanding to the device. Then we pick one of the core assumption as the riskiest core assumption, which is everyone seldom or never miss to replace finished food in their fridge. So in order to plan this, in order to testify this core assumption, we use exploration method, which is survey. So we use online survey. If 70% fit the criteria, the assumption is correct. Next. Our project time frame is from week 4 to week 13, which is until the engineering fair, because we relate this project to electrical engineering group project 1, and the cost is around 500 ringgit. Next. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like we use make it more advanced. Yes.
Is it in the out of the CDI stage? Is it in the CD stage or the IO stage?
CD stage.
What's your riskiest course?
Will be when there is less this one. Everyone seldom or never check on their fridge, so it's maybe I want to buy something like I need to buy the milk, let's say the baby powder, that kind. They suddenly like out of storage, but the user didn't realize that. So it's like, oh, haven't. We just like post it online, and the number of survey is not enough yet, so we haven't cracked into the plot yet. Yep.
Because I think your slides and everything, it seems like some part like all of the things, for example, your value position.
Yep.
Like whatever that you see in your value position, it's not like all assumptions. Because like value position is actually like how different you are, what is different from you.
Because currently the conventional, the fridge, they're only like you can store the food. The maximum is like they can detect, like keep the temperature, like temperature regulator, but none of them then can like detect the present for the food. Like maybe sometimes they only like, from the current store I checked it through online, they only like they sell is the normal fridge without the like receiving the data, like what you need to buy, what you access, what. We are targeting we got 4 groups we're targeting. It's like the working adult. When you are working, you are not able to check your fridge every day. So it's like during your working time, they will send you a detail. So after you work, you can straight away go to the shopping mall and buy the stuff. And then the restaurant will be, if the restaurant they are cooking, they no need to like go in to check like I need this, like I need the chicken this way.
Notify if the stocks is in critical level, so before it finish up, they can go out and buy the ingredients. And for the grocery shop, besides notify the stocks, the fridge also can be used to calculate the number of stocks. And for
hostel residents, like because some people they're staying together, they're sharing the fridge, so maybe the people will mistook the item, so the user can know it like.
I think you can redefine the age of customer because like usually we have so many customers. If you can sort of like put them in a category and what the category will be, then it will be your customer rather than you thinking about it.
Actually, it's like mostly we focus is like working person, so like you are working outside.
Like for example, if they say for working people, but not all people will be using fridge or whatever, right? So maybe we can try to be more specific.
Okay.
So if your customers are working adults, then they will be made to go to school.
Yep. That's why our survey is like kind of slow. We need to go through the working area. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so since I started taking this business skills class, I became so inspired that I decided to have my own CAT Talks.
I like that.
So CAT Talks uses ideas, word spreading. So I'm going to use dreams, word spreading, because this is one of my dreams that I've always had since like a couple of years ago. Okay, so before I start, okay, so before I start, I just want to ask you guys all here, how many of you at one point during your engineering course, when you had project, guys, I think, stop now. Okay, during your projects, you had projects due, you had assignments due, and then you were like, I wish I didn't do engineering. How many of you have ever said that before? Be honest, it's fine. So almost all of us, right, including myself, like I do it every day. So let me just share with you a story about a dude named John. So this is John. So as you can see, John is a hunk of a man. So what happened to John was it's very interesting, and I'm sure some of you know someone who had the same experience or can relate in some way to John's story. So what happened to John was after high school, he was like, what am I going to study? I'm 18. Yeah, I got like 9 A's for SPM, 12, I don't know how many A's nowadays. And like, I can do anything. So John, the real life John, it's not real life John, but real life John was Indian. So he was like, what else am I gonna do but engineering, medicine, or lawyer, right? Like that's the only 3 options that we have. So John decides, I'm going to do engineering. So because he felt like, hey, look, admins I got A+, physics I got A+, maths I got A+, engineering lah, that's how they do it, right? So he dives into engineering. During his foundation, he barely passes. He's like, okay, you know what, this is hard, but like, it's okay. He goes to first year of engineering school, and he realized, this is actually really tough. What am I doing here? And then he meets all these people who knows all these things like Arduino and Raspberry Pi, and John's just there like, yeah, I had a Pi like 2 days ago. So what happened to John was he finally decided, after failing a lot of subjects and repeating and then wasting so much money and so much time, he went to his parents and he's like, I don't want to do engineering anymore. So yeah, no, kudos to you, John! So after he mustered up that courage, he quit engineering and he was already like really old, and then he decided to do business, and after that he just stopped business, and that's what happened to John. So he was given an opportunity too late in his life to figure out what he wanted to do. Okay, so that was John's case. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. So why do you think that happens to John? Any idea? How many of you here study in Sekolah Kebangsaan before? Any like SMK, don't know what school, okay? And I'm sure you guys know that going to school in Malaysia is so mundane. It's like you go to school, you study the same 10 subjects, and after 6 hours of studying the same 10 subjects, you have to force yourself to go to tuition to study one of the same 10 subjects that you've already been studying for like 6 hours of your life. So that's pretty much what a normal student's life is in Malaysia. And it's very boring and it's the same thing, and you know. And most students don't know what they want to do because all throughout primary school, all they've known to do is study, exam, high school, study, exam, PMR, SPM. You know, it's all about studying an exam. You don't really get to dip your feet into what your interests are, or you don't even know what your interests are because you're not exposed, you're not given this opportunity to see what you want, right? So this is what happens to you. You pretty much look like this dog. I'm sure I look like that most of the time in class, right, William? I have no idea what I'm doing. And then eventually you get into a job that crushes your soul because you just persevere, and actually you didn't want to be an engineer anyway. Or it could be anything, it doesn't need to be engineering. I'm just using engineering because I can relate to it. So how can we curb this problem? What if I told you that I could provide this opportunity? Same idea? What if I told you that I can provide this opportunity for students around the age of 10 to 17 years old? So get them with tutors who want to teach their interests. So for example, I'm a tutor, actually I am a tutor, but let's just say I know a bit about Arduino, and it's my passion and I like it. It's not actually, but let's just pretend, right? Okay, so I go on this website. Okay, I go on a website and I fill up my profile on the website saying that my name is Katrina, I'm a tutor, I can teach you Arduino, Raspberry Pi, whatever, okay? And then kids at the age of 10 to 17, they'll be like, oh, look, there's a tutor, she wants to teach Arduino. It's pretty cool, you know, it's like robots, it's like, it's cool. So this kid can sign up, and then we can connect the tutors to the students, and then the kids will obviously get their friends to join the same class. It's a cool class. So you want to also, I'm also going to create a space for the students to come in and study. So the space is not just going to be like your next tuition center like Delta. I mean, like, you guys heard of Delta? Okay, so it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like, imagine a Google. Okay, where the spaces are not just a table and a chair and a freaking whiteboard and a person talking. So the students will be able to express themselves through these spaces, and in the spaces also there will be different things for them to learn. So my core assumptions are tutors want to gain an incentive, right? So they want to be paid. So this can be a very good part-time job for them. I know some of you here are also tutors, including myself, like Eddie. So they will want to teach something that they like, because every time you want to teach math, it's like, you know, what if you can teach something that you actually like baking? Like, let me teach you how to bake today, okay? Students, I'm sure every student will want to learn something that they're actually interested in, not something that they're just forced to do. And parents, okay, parents are a bit skeptical because we're Asian. So they're a bit skeptical of the whole idea of like, I don't want my kids to learn something they like, I just want them to be a doctor, you know. But, you know, with the current generation coming up, more parents are more open to allowing their kids to learn things outside of whatever they learn in school, outside of the academic books. So the riskiest assumption, like I said, because we're Asian, Dad, I want to be a doctor, son, it's pronounced. Dad, I want to be an actor, son, it's pronounced doctor. Actually, this happened to me before. I told my dad I wanted to be an actress, and he was like, no, what? Acting? So that's how I ended up in engineering. So because I'm a tutor, I actually had the opportunity to ask a couple of parents that comes to my tuition center, not my tuition center, that their parents to this question. So I asked them, would you pay to allow your kids to learn their interests? So I think I asked about 20 parents, and most of them, 19 of them said yes, and one said no because she was like, I already sent my kids to 7 tuition, I don't want another tuition. I'm like, it's not a tuition, it's like, but she was not really open to the idea. So most parents are really open to the fact that they can allow their kids to venture into more things than just their books. So I'm hoping to create an environment to take students from this. I'm sure you've all looked at, I looked like this when I was in high school. I was like, okay, Sujara, wow. From this to something like this. And these kids are young, right? I'm hoping that I can create more kids that will look like this guy. He's probably 12. Or this guy. Any of you heard of MasterChef Junior?
Yeah.
Okay, this guy. Or even this guy. Questions?
She answered pretty much everything that you
Okay. Pretty much. So that's it. No questions, guys? Questions? No? No. It's a good idea, right? Good to have a good answer. Okay, thank you. Questions? Jenna.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Goodbye everyone. So our project Kickstarter is called Raising the Flag. So what is raising the flag? It pretty much answers the challenge of finding parking. So let's say you're driving in at zone H, it's very important, zone H, and you want to find parking. And there is a slot that you cannot see. You might assume there is a slot, but you just don't know. So what if there was a system for a flag to tell you that there is parking? You'd be assured you efficiently park your car, take the flag out so other people can use the flag. Okay.
Okay, so hello. Yeah. So anyways, you're looking for parking and then you find, not sure if there's a parking spot, and you look. What if there's a flag that helps you position there's a flag that notifies you that there's a parking spot right there. So you park your car in the spot, you come out of your car, take the flag and put it outside. That makes you happy. But the grand challenge that we're improving on is urban infrastructure. So it makes you happy, it makes your friends happy, it makes everyone happy. So, have you guys heard of is this project familiar to you? If not, then it's under the Orange Flag Initiative. We didn't know this until we were halfway through our project. We realized that someone else did something similar, and it's by Orange Box Studios, which is a student from business school. So we contacted them and asked if we could go ahead with the project. And they gave us a thumbs up, and they're supportive. So, who are our customers? People who park at Zone H, people who find parking at Zone H hard, and owners that want to maximize efficiency. You don't want to drive around and look around and say, where's the parking spot? I'm late for class already. So, oh, there's a flag right there. Oh, there's parking. Let's go ahead and park there. So moving on, we have our core assumptions, which is that people understand what the flag does. Next, people trust that the flag will tell them that there is parking there. And the willingness of users to move the flag around basically. Next, it also, another assumption is that it efficiently packs cars together. Next. So our riskiest core assumption is that users are willing to use the flag, meaning that, oh, there's a flag right there, I'll pick it up and put it back, instead of park, then just walk away. So what we did to test this was to have a concierge. We put a sign next to a prototype stating that the function of the flag and see what the user would do, basically. We kind of failed that because we didn't assume we didn't have a working prototype, and at that time also we didn't know the peak hour. So what we did instead was we set up a sign to do a social experiment to see how many people actually noticed that sign. And out of like maybe 10 people, 9 people actually realized there was a sign there and actually looked into the car next to it like, what are they doing? Yeah. So from this picture, okay, the mic is dead. Anyways, from this video, watch and see what happens. There's actually a parking right here, but people don't see it. So a few people pass by, and this is one of the examples of what happens. It's gonna take a while. A few more seconds. Yeah, a few more seconds. It's moving, right? Moving, right? Okay. Okay, see, watch this guy. He's actually looking for parking, and he just drove past, and actually he stopped after the line and continued on, looking for parking. Even though there's a parking spot right there, which people don't notice. Anyways, we did, after the stakeout, we did a survey online. We had 7 questions, and 3 of those questions were checking if people will drive to tailors, and the other 4 were for, do I need that?
No, that was just a recording.
Oh, okay. The other 4 were for the people who actually park at Zone H. So the first question was if they heard of the Orange Flag Initiative. Apparently there are less people who know about the Orange Flag Initiative, like us. Anyways, the total amount of respondees were 36 people. Anyways, another thing that we asked is, out of those people who drive to tailors, how many percentage actually park at Zone H? And the percentage of it was 67 out of the 100%, which means that most of the people who come to tailors and park in Zone H. So we also asked if they look down rows, as in look down every row of parking before going to the end, and 100% of them said yes. So what is a row? This is a row. So basically when they drive across, they actually look into the rows. So they slow down and look into the rows, so it takes time and causes congestion at peak hours. Moving on. Now, we also asked if they like to have a notification system, and 96% of them said yes. And we asked if they're willing to lift an object and put it somewhere and bring it back, and the percentage of yes is more than the percentage of no.
Video again.
No, wait, this was the one that this is the picture that we posted up in our survey and asked if a person saw parking in the picture. And there's a parking right there, right here. And the percentage of no's are more than yes, meaning people don't notice the parking spot. And that's about, the conclusion is that a lot of people look at ads in Zone H actually. We put the stand there for the whole day, and almost everyone looked into our car after looking at the sign. People look into rows. Every car that passed by that was looking for parking actually did look into the row, but somehow they managed to miss the parking. And then people would carry an object. Yeah. Any questions? people would carry, I mean,
The sense is people would work to work this work notification system. Human power. Would they work to have this system? 75% said yes, they will work.
Do you trust the data?
No.
Well, but we would love to trust the data. We would
like to have an actual physical test.
Yes, we were actually planning to carry out the physical test, but due to some issues, we couldn't manage in time. Because we didn't know that the presentation was
We didn't know the presentation was on Friday and Thursday
It
was
was
a
a holiday.
holiday and Wednesday is the last day we could do it after our class, which is not in the peak hour.
Yeah.
When everyone was leaving.
So we managed to sit there for about an hour, but we didn't manage to do it during hours where people were leaving and
But I
entering.
suggest that you continue doing the physical test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because that would be the more accurate
Yep.
validation. Since it's something that you can actually carry out and see whether it actually works or not.
Yeah.
The race object or flag.
Well, it's quite hard because it's heavy. Because you need it to be quite heavy. Because in Zone H it's quite windy. Yeah, so things blow down very easily.
What do you think crowdfunding for then?
The materials to create those objects, flags basically. Basically, creating those objects, we actually not only help people find parking, it also serves as a marker for people to park at the location in the morning. Because there's no specific
If
parking.
there's one suggestion also, because last time there was a group last semester that tried to do something on the, but instead of flags, it's umbrella initiative.
Uh-huh.
So you remember Sam Shafi that came to speak to us and all that? He's from crowdfunding, Eugene Sam.
Yeah.
He came and spoke with us. So anyway, he also did suggest this, the guy with the beard, very shy. And what he did suggest is that to the group last semester was that you could actually get some people who want to advertise any stuff or whatever, so you can actually put it on the flag. It's like a marketing technique like that. Or if there's like something that you
That's actually one of the things that we found out, that people love to look at ads.
Yeah, because that's like a very good observation, because like you said, like you put something there and actually people just go and check out what it is, right?
Yeah. Anything else?
So probably you can like infuse whatever that you have found out so far and incorporate it in that physical experiment.
Alright.
Any?
Yep.
Wouldn't the guy have to walk out the car that way before he parks the car?
The initial idea is the flag will be at the parking spot. You drive to the parking spot. You park your car, you get out, you pick up the flag and put it to the start of the row. Someone leaving goes to the start of the row, picks up the flag, goes to his parking lot, puts down the flag, gets into his car and drives out.
How many flags are you planning to put without
Each.
How many how long was the thing again?
There is a lot of flags.
So you will need to get the number.
There was another idea of just putting one flag in the start of the row and raising and lowering it instead of putting flags for each route slot. So when it's full, like completely occupied, the flag will go down. And when it's their spot, then the flag will be up.
At the start of the row.
Yeah.
Then you need someone to like lower the flag.
Basically, if you're the last person that parks into the row, just go down, lower the flag and walk away. Then you, when you're leaving, just put up the flag and walk away. I mean walk in front.
Social responsibility.
Yeah.
Last person.
Yep. Yep.
Are you sure they do that?
That's why it's under our riskiest core assumption. Yeah.
I think the individual flag one will be more.
But I think people will be less willing to lift an object around than to raise up one flag.
Not only that, we will have to prepare a lot of individual flags.
But it could serve as an alternative for markers as well.
So run the test and see what you guys get
Alright.
Yeah, why is it that when everyone leaves then the person
What?
Alright.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
Yep.